All right, so again, what we're going to try and do is we're going to take it so that the ball will stop at the end points of our little piano platform and only allow it to go into the direction of the platform and not past it. Hold on. There we go. I got you, Hayden. So the only person missing is Josh. Anyway, so and before we begin, I'll say again, like, I'm not exactly 100% sure how I'm going to do it. I have some ideas. We're going to try those ideas, and if it doesn't work, well, then you know it doesn't work, and we'll just deal with that. It's no big deal. And to be honest, it's not as trivial. We can just leave it the platform the way it is. It's fine. Anyway, what we'll do is we're going to go to our interactive cube sensors, and we're going to go to our push-pull sensor, a little piano platform. The blueprint itself, we're going to open up that blueprint. And let's see, set line on here. What does this do? If I remember correctly, this gets the incoming actor, checks to see if it has the tag, sets it as the current, it gets the sphere and sets it as the current interactive object. That's all released and all that good stuff. Okay, and then what do we do? And then we set it to its new position. So now what we need to do is we need to go, I think what we'll do is we'll start out here in our event graph, and we'll grab the one of the last ones in our viewport. So which one is that? It's not this one, this one. So mine is Echo right here, and then what is this one? Echo and Foxtrot are the endpoints. So I'm going to grab Echo. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if it ends up here, right? So it's basically, right, here, so we'll just write some more code. So if it's an endpoint, then don't allow it to go beyond its location in the, I think we have it as the y-axis, but whatever axis it is. So what I mean by that is like, you know, we have this endpoint going on, right? And let's say that this endpoint right here is, God, be killing me. Okay, this endpoint right here is equal to like 100, and this endpoint right here is equal to 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that when the ball gets to this endpoint at 0, it can go up to 100, but it can't go to -1, right? So we're going to stop it there. And then the same thing for this guy. Once it gets to 100, we can let it go 99, 98, 97, so on, but it won't go to 101. We won't allow it to go any further on that particular axis. So we're just going to say, and actually, let's see, what is this one? This one is going to be our positive value. E, sorry, is going to be positive, and then F is going to be probably our negative. So we'll try it first. So what we're going to do is going to say, if it's this guy, let's see, what can we do? It's going to be, actually, we don't need this. We don't need this. Let's go to our, we said it was F. So F, this guy right here. So we'll come out and we need the incoming actor. And we set its location, but then we need to also stop it so it can't go any further. So how are we going to do that? How can we do that? Think about how we're going to do that. We'll say, so get actor location, probably location. And then we will also come out of here again, and we'll do a set actor location. Set actor location. It also lets go of it. So we might actually have to change. Well, we can just leave it as let go. That's fine. And so what we're gonna do is we will right click this yellow right here, get actor location. We're gonna right click that. we're going to say split structural pin. And then we're going to do the same thing where it has new location. We're going to split that as well. And just so I know, I'm going to go to my actors and I'm going to open up this push-pull, the sphere itself, not the sensor. And we're going to click on the cube and we're just going to double check our physics. It's unlocked. Okay, so it's actually the X for me. It's the X axis. So what we're going to do is we're going to say for the y-axis, we'll leave it as is. The z-axis, we'll leave it as is. But where is our F? So we'll actually we will grab our F collision. I didn't think we needed it, but we will. And we're going to get its location. So get actor location, get actor location, maybe. Oh wait, this is a component, my bad. So get location. There it is, get world location, this one. And I'm going to split this guy as well. So split. And what we're going to say is if the X value is greater than or equal to the F collision box, then set the set the sphere. That's this guy right here. Set the sphere at the collision box. So I'm going to write some comments. You don't have to write any comments, but hopefully you can see this code coming out here. So what we're doing is we're getting the sphere's position in 3D space, right? We're getting its location. We're also getting the collision box or the trigger volume world space as well, right? Then only on the X value, X axis, greater than or equal to. If that's true, then set the sphere at the collision box or trigger volume world location. I think that'll work. So basically we'll allow it to go minus, but we won't allow it to go any further or equal to. All right. So let's take a look and see if that works. So grab our cube, snaps, grab our cube, snaps, cube, snap, grab our cube, and that does not work. And the reason it doesn't work is because we're letting go of it. Oh, it's actually this one. It's you can see it firing right there. It's this one actually, but the problem is still the same. And the problem is that we're letting go of it. So I'm able to go past the point. So we need to change our original logic a little bit. So I'm gonna leave all this and hopefully this will work. So I'm gonna go to our set sphere inline function. So you can either go here on the left of my blueprint, set sphere inline, or you can just double click the node itself. We'll open it up. Oh wow, it's spelled D. And what we're going to do is we're going to remove this connection right here, this release, right? So we said once you snap to a position, release. Now this is going to break stuff for what we have, right? Because it's going to, right, our ball is not going to stop at each position. See, it doesn't stop anymore. But hopefully, nope, it's still not working. So we need to figure out why it's not working. So what we'll do, we're gonna leave this broken, okay? Where we disconnected it and I just went, I bypassed it basically, right? Back to our event graph. And let's see. If it goes to the blind, actually, you know what I'm gonna do? It's actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just drag this and I'm gonna go straight in like that. I'm gonna bypass the whole set sphere and line logic. I don't know if that's gonna work or not, but that's okay. And this doesn't care. Let's see, what else could I do? Maybe probably change the collision. We could do a lot of different things. I do like that we disconnect it, right? That we unconnect it. Why is it not working? What else could we do? We could, I'm basically doing the same thing here, right? No, I'm not. I'm just setting the position. Once I let go of it. And as long as it's in my hands, it's not really, I can't do anything with it. So I do have to let go of it.
Is it possibly because you still have that node coming out of set sphere online? Or is that just dead, even if you don't delete that second part?
Yeah, so that's a good question. So the little white guy right here is execution, meaning that this node never pulses, right? Like the blood never goes to the heart for this guy. You know what I mean? And I'm bypassing it directly by going right there. So even though it has all these connections or whatever, it doesn't do anything unless it has an execution node. As a matter of fact, I think the first couple classes, some students actually like, hey, it's not working. It's like, oh, because you just missed like one execution node to like a branch or something, So it is pushing it into that 3D space, right? As a matter of fact, what we could, actually that enlightens me a little bit. What we could do is we could say, maybe we could do event handler. So we'll do, event timer. Yeah, this guy. And I'm going to disconnect this execution node, and I'm going to put this guy on a timer. So it'll just fire like every second. Like, no, you have to stay there. So we'll create an event. We will make it looping at a ridiculous value for now. Yes, we will make a matching event. We can leave it named custom one, whatever, that's fine. And then we're just going to connect this guy like that. And so now it's going to say, once it overlaps, then fire this timer and always push it back to that point. Maybe that'll work, we'll see. No, it doesn't care. Let's do this. We will get this guy. Actually, you know what? We don't even need the actor or anything like this, so we're gonna do it that way. Oh, here, I'll disconnect everything. And I'm just gonna go right into placing it. Place the, let's see, place the sphere every second. Let's see if that works. Yeah, there it goes. Complaining now. So we know it's working. And no. What cool stuff did I do in here? We forgot to do, that's my fault. I forgot to do this. It can't just be the actor. All right, it has to be it has to be the cube itself. This is going to be set component, set world location. There we go. And then we can break this, and then we'll connect. Next. We'll go in here. Now, welcome to my spaghetti. It's all good. And actually, we don't need. We also need this get world location. And split this guy, and then those. And need these. There we go. Okay. So there we go. Yeah, see, now I can't move it. It'll let me go. Nope. Might need to make the collision volume a little bit bigger, but it works. Okay, so what did I do? We can get rid of this guy. Get rid of this, we can get rid of this, we can get rid of this. So I am casting to the push-pull interactive cube. So we can't just do it by a generic actor, right? The game doesn't know what it is. It's like, oh, I see actors, but it needs to know that it's the push-pull actor. So I came out of here, and actually I'll just delete this. Came out of here and I did cast to BP push-pull. Sorry, what did I call it? Push-pull. Oh, it's interactive cube. Sorry, interactive cube. This one right here, BP interactive cube. And then now that, then I need to connect this object in here, and that's where that's other actor is going to be. So I'm going to go other actor and do our object. And then we'll come out of this blue BP interactive pen, and we're going to say get interactive cube. Oh my gosh, interactive cube. It's probably going to be all the way at the bottom. And then I'm going to come out of there. I'm going to say get world location. So it's the same idea. We'll split this guy. So I'm getting the world location of the sphere. I'm applying the y and the z values that are already right because it's locked on that, and it can only move on the x. And then I'm forcing it to be at the x position. And then I need to connect my execution pin into this. And so that's going to fire. Bring this guy over here. So every time that it enters, it's going to fire this guy, and it's going to fire pretty almost faster than, it's probably faster than every frame. It's faster than every tick, but we'll change that. All right. Oh, I have issues. What do I have issues? Oh, we need to also connect in our target. So interactive cube goes into the target value. Okay, so let's go back to it. Oh, I wanted to change one more thing too. I want to change the size of that specific collision. So I'm going to go to the viewport. I am going to select the F collision. It goes after we were working on. Oops, go back to the event graph. Line F, yes, line F. Okay, yeah. Viewport. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scale it a little bit. I don't know if that's going to help or not, but we'll see. And then I'm going to try and hit play, and we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, see, now it's stuck. Cool. And see, even if the ball went past it, oh no. Like that. Okay, so we probably need to make the size a little bit bigger. So what I'll do is I'll actually make this like ridiculous. That's actually going to be a problem because we don't want it to stop right here, right? We don't want the ball to stop right here. We want the ball to stop right here in the center. But as soon as it hits that value, oh, I think that'll be okay. We'll go back to changing the way it was. So we'll make this big.
Couldn't we like expand the platform so it can
you can expand the platform, but the problem with that is it's not going to look like a piano, right? You're going to have this like a really long piece from here to there, and then everything else is going to be equal. We don't want that. Another thing we can do is I will put this back the way it was. And what we can do is we can select our musical line. We can select our musical line F, and then we'll add a scene component, so scene. And this is going to be where the ball, don't name it this, where the sphere will land, basically. Right? Don't name it that. I just want to point out where, so like here's where the ball would be kind of thing when it stops. So we're going to rename this to line F sphere point. And then I moved it upwards. So that's kind of where it's going to land right here, right? And you can position it wherever you want. That's where I want the ball to land. And then what I can do is I can now scale up our trigger volume to a ridiculous value. And I can move it away like this, right? Because the sphere point is still there. So now I will always check for a pretty far distance if that ball hit this block, and if it did, then move it back, basically. But the problem is right now, the ball is going to go to the center of our collision box, right? Because if we go to our event graph, I'm getting the collision box's world space, right? Not our new sphere point. Okay, so see the difference? The ball will go there versus the ball going here. So what we'll do is in our event graph where it says we're getting the collisions world space, we're not going to do that anymore. We're going to get the sphere points world space. But the same logic still applies. We're still setting it to its X value. Compile that and save. And we'll test it out. And see now, I can't do nothing. It'll let me go. Oh no, I'm able to break it. Unbelievable, it's still broken. Let's do, let's scale this up as well. I think, oh no, it didn't. Let's do this. I know what I did wrong. Let's go to our Z value, 143, whatever it is for me. And you can see this guy is way too high. So what I did is I copied the Z value of our collision box. I just copied it, Control C, and I pasted it into our sphere point so that the sphere point is the same height as all the other boxes. I think I was able to put our sphere outside of, yeah, see now it's stuck. And I can't move it this way either. Okay. Oh, there it
We
goes.
also put a invisible collision box on the end and make it collide physically with the ball so it physically can't go any further? Or would that be finicky?
I mean, we already have a collision volume, so if we want to do that, we can. What we can do is we can say, well, right now it's overlapping all dynamic, but we could, oops, wrong button, sorry. But we could do a custom, and we can see, you can see right here now it's overlapping all the dynamic stuff except for projectile, which we don't have any bullets. But what we can do is we can change it to block projectile, and that's going to change it a lot. So, oh, actually, it doesn't even do anything anymore. Wonderful. So,
Never mind then.
What was I on this one? Oh, that's because we don't have physics enabled. Let's try it again. We need query and physics. Let's try that again. There you go. So the difference is, if you can't tell, is that like the ball is not exactly stopping on our blue because, and what I'll do is because the collision volume is kind of in the way. And of course,
All right, I think you actually explained this last time why it's annoying to do.
Yeah, and so we could totally, so y'all don't, students don't have to do this. I'm just demonstrating the difference here. So I'm going to turn that collision volume on so you can see. So the ball stops right at the edge because it has physics being blocked. You know, it's looking for a physics factor and it's blocking that. And so it'll, you know, so that does sort of work, but it's not in line with what we want.
If could you do this with just the points or no?
Yes, we can do that with just the points. As a matter of fact, we should probably do that with the points. So that looks good. I think it's actually working. We need to do some code cleanup. So go to our event graph again. Let me turn this back the way it was. I apologize. We're going to change this back to overlap all dynamic. Okay, so that one's good. And now, right now, the first thing we need to do is, instead of firing every billionth of a second, we'll do like every 1 second, something like that. And now obviously it's going to fire a little less, but that's okay. And our cube, I think this is all okay. This is fine. We also need to promote this to a variable. So I'm going to come out of this return. I'm going to say promote to variable, and we're going to call this line F, an F timer event. And then I'm going to rename this custom event to be line F timer custom event, something like that. And as soon as I rename this, you can see that this is erroring out because it can no longer find custom event 01. So we'll just change that to our new line F. And now it's happy again. Okay, so then we can get rid of that guy. And we'll probably have to convert this to a function. We'll fix that in a second. Let's go to our line F in our viewport, the collision box. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the shape. So see under scale, I'm going to grab the X value and copy it. And I'm going to go to this guy right here, and I'm going to paste the X value. And that's not good, but that's okay. And then I'm going to grab the Y value. I'm going to click on this guy again. I think it's E. Okay, and I'm going to paste that one. Oh, I have it locked. That's what's wrong. Oops. Let's go back to F. Copy, paste, cool, and now the Z value and do the same thing. All right, so now the same size. And then I'm going to push this guy to match right at the black piano key thing. Right, we're basically doing the exact same thing except for the side of the piano platform or our sensor.
So do we do everything the opposite way that we did for the other for line F?
Well, see, the cool thing is that we didn't have to do a greater than or equal to part at all. We're just getting the X value and then plugging it in. So we don't have to reverse anything, which is great. So we need another sphere point for right there. So I'm going to click on line E, the black keyboard, because that's our parent. Add component, scene component, and then I'll name this one line E, sphere point. And I need to move it up to match the line E collision Z axis. So I clicked on the line E, copy the Z axis, go to the sphere point, and paste it. And now that positions our sphere point exactly where we want. And since this is working out pretty good, well, actually, you know what? We don't need any sphere points. We can do if we want to refactor it, we can do it. So what Rob suggested, you know, to put sphere points everywhere, it's a good idea for refactoring it, right? Like we found out there's a better way to do things. So that's what refactoring is. We'll compile and save, and then we can go back into here, into our event graph. And what we'll do is, what I really want to do is convert this into a function. Leave this the way it is. And yeah. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get rid of this custom event node, this guy. It's complaining again, right? Oh, I can't find it. What happened? It's because I deleted it, right? And what we're going to do now is we're going to say create matching function. And it gives me a generic name. What we're going to do is we're going to say, we'll rename this to stop further movement outside of platform. Something like that. Naming variables is hard for me. Naming functions is hard for me. Because they need to be specific about what it's doing, but also broad enough that we can apply it to all sorts of stuff. Okay, so we'll leave that like that. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the stuff that we created before. So I'm going to do Control X to cut it. And then I'm going to go to our function and Control V to paste. So now what we want to do is we want to get the incoming actor. So that's this guy right here. So we're going to go object and disconnect like that. Oh, is it complaining? It is complaining. That's fine. Actually, we'll delete that. Delete. There we go. This is what we'll do. We'll do it differently. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the purple node here, an incoming node. And when we do, we can go to our details panel. We'll go to the inputs, new parameter. We'll name this incoming actor. And right here where it says the type, the variable type, right now it's set to Boolean. We'll type in actor. And the object type is, we're going to say actor object reference. And now we should be able to connect incoming actor into our cast. Then we don't want it to be specifically to the line F sphere point. We want to be able to switch between line E and line F. So we're going to remove that. And we're going to drag out this target into our purple node. And the name is set to target. We do not want it to be that. We want it to be incoming sphere point, right? And then that looks good. And of course, it's compiling because it can't find the node we created. Oh, I forgot. You can't do incoming. The problem is that we have incoming points here. See these incoming, and our timer can't have any incoming nodes like that. So we can fix it. We can fix it. I have solutions. So what we'll do is, instead of having these guys, we'll remove those. I forgot about that because you can't have them. What we'll do is create variables. So we're gonna come out of this object here. We'll say promote to variable, and we're gonna say incoming actor. And right now the variable type is object. You see that? So we're gonna change it again to actor, object types, actor, object reference. It's the same one. That's fine, Matt. Have a good one. It's going to complain. You're changing, it could break connections. Just fine, just hit yes. And then it tries to find all the variables and adjust them. Of course, there's only one, so we're good. And then we're going to do the same thing right here. We're going to come out of this guy and promote it to variable. And we're going to say incoming sphere point. And we'll leave it like that. And now our create event is still complaining, but we should be able to see our stop further movement outside of platform function we just created in the list because it no longer has the inputs.
For the incoming sphere point, do we change that to actor as well?
No, it should automatically be a scene component. Remember, we created scene components.
Okay, yeah.
So we should be good. If it doesn't say scene component, we can change that too. It's the same thing. You just type in scene component, it finds it, and you want object reference. Okay, so now what we have to do is we have to go, before we start the timer, we need to come out of the other actor, or sorry, actually we'll grab our incoming actor, and we're gonna grab and make it a setter. We'll say other actor to incoming actor, right? And our, I'm on line F, so I'm gonna grab our line F sphere point, and I'm gonna say that is the incoming sphere point, like so. And then we can connect it to this guy. And so now our function knows that, hey, the incoming sphere point is F, and the incoming actor is the sphere, is the interactive cube. So that all looks good. Now we compile, that's good. And then what we can do now is we can copy all of this that we did in our event graph. I'm just copying all this, guys. Copy, copy, copy. And then I think it was echo, so line E. We'll get rid of this. We'll paste. Other actor goes into incoming actor. It is not line F sphere point. It is line E sphere point. And oh, something else we can do is right now I have the timer event named line F, and we can just rename it to stop further movement timer event. I think that's fine. It's okay that the variable name is the same here, because what we're going to do is we're going to say when they leave that area, then it'll be, we'll turn the timer off to save resources. Okay, so hopefully that all worked. Let's go and hit play and see. Okay, so you can't go any further. And it can't go any further that way. And so on. It is making it hard for me to grab it and move it like back. So we might have to adjust it a little bit. And also our ball is not stopping at the keys, so we need to fix that too. So what we can do is let's go back into our set sphere online and reconnect up our release, because that was working fine. And then what we can do here is it's setting the value, which is fine. And let's see, what do we want to do? We want to if it's equal to or greater than, could do that. I kind of want to release it, but it will release it every single frame, and I don't necessarily want it to do that. What else could we do? Let's see. It comes in, it stops at that point. See, the problem is now it's like it's too good, right? So it's stopping there, but then when I come here, I can't grab it, and then yeah, see, we have that bug too. So really, what I want to do is I want to say stop it, and see, we might not even need timer event. No, we could still use it. See, because it doesn't want to leave now. Give me the ball. There it goes. Okay, so what could we do? We could in. We want to check to see if it's there. If it isn't, probably have to do. Let's change it up a little bit. I'm going to grab this release interactive cube block from our set sphere online, because I do want it to release. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set it just before a timer event. So this means that we're letting go of the cube, right? We're releasing the cube, and then we're firing every second to say, hey, go to that specific position. Let's I'm going to move this even further. Go over there. And what we'll do actually is we're going to do the same thing we did in the same thing we have here, this guy right here. We're going to copy that, and we're going to paste it right here. So that is coming from our stop further movement platform logic. That's out of the way, get some room to work. And I'm just going to connect this guy like that, and this guy like that. And so what am I doing now? So I am getting the position of the cube, and I'm setting it to the sphere point, and then I'm releasing the interactive cube. And then my thought process here is that I'm actually going to move. Oh no, that has to fire. that has to fire once it touches it. Oops, sorry. So once it overlaps, then it fires. So it's actually going to be a problem. Maybe we do make another collision box. Let's try it. I'll do another box collision. So idea here is that this particular box collision, which I'm going to scale up here. I can see it's fine. Expand it out. That's fine. This particular box collision is going to be right at the right. It's going to be exactly the same as the other ones, but then this guy is going to be like our stopper or something like that. And I'm gonna bring it out of the space. So my idea is that the ball will stop here, right? And if the player moves the ball into this space, then we're going to stop the ball here anyway, or at least at our sphere point, which we have set already. So I'm going to try that. So what do I need? I need, I didn't even name it. So this is going to be line F collision. And this is going to be a begin overlap. I'm going to put it above this guy so you guys can see kind of what I'm doing. And we will still, we're going to still copy this value. Incoming actor is fine. And actually we will grab all of this and we're going to paste it on this block, right? And as a matter of fact, I'm pretty certain I can just set, I can still do this thing that I've been doing before, just set line on sphere block. Yeah. So, and I don't need these either, right? Because it's just the same. It's the same as the other ones. Incoming actor, and it is line F collision. But if it hits, oh no, did I do the wrong one? Line F, where's line F? Let me move these out of the way and bring this up so we can see what I'm working with. But if it hits the stopper, right? If it hits this guy, then set it to that sphere point, which is the same spot as our collision. Okay, so let's see if that works. So stops, and if I go any further, no bueno. Oh, I need to move it just a little bit. It's still touching it. Let me show you what I mean by that. Go to stopper here, and we will skin it up and make it visible in the game. And I will compile, and I'll show you. So see, the sphere is touching it. See that? So actually what we need to do is probably bring our stopper about right there. And then it should work. So we'll go to our stopper, our viewport. I'm going to move it a little bit, something like that. And we'll see if that works. Yeah, see, now they can't move it any further. Still, oh, we didn't fix the timer. That's okay. But that now it's working like we want. Okay, so let me show you what I've done. Go to our print graph file, save. Okay, so I will remove the stopper. Oh no, I won't. I'll leave it. I'll remove this guy. And it's going to complain that it can't find that. That's fine. And it can't find that. That's fine. Okay, so first thing I did was go to where this, actually what we could do is we could duplicate one of the other ones. So I'm just going to grab another collision box, and I'm going to hold down Control and hit W to duplicate it. And I'm going to rename that guy to our line F collision. And of course, right now it's a child of our line D, but we need it to be a child of our line F. So I'm just going to drag it down into the line F. And its current position is in the wrong spot, right? I want it to be right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to our location, and I'm just going to zero that out except for the Z value, leave the Z value alone. And now it's positioned in the right spot. And then for our line F collision stopper, I just pushed it out a little bit. And if you want to see it in the game with the line F stopper selected, I'm going to go to the details panel, rendering category, hidden in game. I'm going to uncheck that. And I'm also going to adjust the line thickness to 0.1. Otherwise, you won't be able to see it. Of course, when we're done doing all this testing and all that, we'll have to change the line thickness back to 0 and hidden in game. Then I'm going to go back to the event graph. I'm going to click on our new line F collision box, our trigger volume. And I'm going to go down to the events category and do the same on component begin overlap that we've been doing in the past. And where is, I am here. And then, oh no, wait, it is line F, this one right here. And then I'm going to just copy our set sphere online function, paste, connect up our different pins, our execution, our other actor to incoming actor, and the musical line collision box is line F. And so now this particular box works as the other boxes work, right? It works the same. But our stopper, which is this guy right here, the one we've been working on, it's going to get the sphere, get the sphere point that we created, and then every single hundredth of a second, it's going to push the sphere back into its particular spot, right? So if we hit play, it should work now, except that it will not allow us to go back. So if I go there, now the ball's stuck forever, right? Because it's firing every hundredth of a second. So we can fix that. But I'll give you guys a second to look at what I have done.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of lost at the beginning because, like, okay, so I kind of I kind of messed up the order of the no. I guess I don't know what low, what goes high, so I just like I mixed everything out. I was like, oh my god, I'm so lost because like you were working on line F, mine was like line D. I was like, oh my god, this, and it got me like bamboozled. So
okay, that's fine.
I'll probably have to look at it again.
That's no problem. Okay, so I'll just continue, and then you guys can look at the video after, and then also we'll go over it again on Thursday. So let's see. Okay, so what's happening now is that when the ball hits this collision volume, the ball is always being set to our sphere point, right? So what we want to do is say, once the ball leaves this, then we could turn that timer off, and then it won't fire anymore. So we're going to grab our stopper again, and we're going to say on end overlap. And this is when it leaves that stopper area. We will grab our stop further movement timer event, and I think Unreal's messed up. Yeah, my Unreal's messed up because of screen sharing. But basically, this is going to be clear and invalidate. And nope, clear. There it is, clear and invalidate handler. And all it does is just stop the timer from firing so that it doesn't push the ball there anymore. And now the ball it is perfect, right? Because it does like allow it to go further, but as soon as it goes to a certain point, it can't go any further. Okay, I need to restart Unreal, so close, save everything, it's cool. Close this guy. We open up our Unreal project. And then wait.
Have you heard the Wizard 101 got hacked?
No, I have not. But I remember, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago, I actually applied to work at Wizards 101, the studio itself. And they turned me down. Yep. Who knew? Who knew? Okay, what are we doing?
Sad.
Yeah, well, you know, I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough to sit in the seat. So that's how it goes. Just business, right? Okay, so what are we doing? We need to do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to go to my viewport. I am going to select this guy, and we'll just push him out. I don't know how much, something like that. I'm going to grab another collision that's already scaled the right way and positioned the right way. I'm going to duplicate it with Control W. I'm going to, I want to put it as a child of this particular line, which it's E. So I'm going to grab that, make it a child of E. This is going to be our collision stopper. The big one is our stopper. And our smaller one is line E collision now. Compile. And then I need to put it so that it's centered there. So I'm going to go to the details panel, variables, transform category, location, 0 out the X value. And then you can see that it pushes it to the right location because it's a child of our musical line E. Great, 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 great. With the collision line E collision selected, I am going to go down to our event category, begin overlap, add it to our collection of begin overlaps over here. Here it is, this one right here. And mimic what I've been doing before, which is set sphere online for our collision, incoming actor does an incoming actor, and our line E goes into the incoming musical line collision box. And then this guy will copy and paste, and that goes in like that. And this is part of our stopper, right? Oops. Unbelievable. There we go. So now the ball should stop on both sides. So I have it, stops at each one. And if I try to go further, it won't let me. Oh, we forgot the timer. So now it's stuck there. So we need to fix the timer. So let's go to this guy again. Go to the viewport. We're going to grab our collision stopper. We're going to go to the details panel, scroll all the way to the bottom, on component end overlap, yes. And then I'm going to drag that guy here. And I'm going to copy these, paste. Cool, oops. Perfect. Compile and save, and now it should work. So this side, won't go any further. And there. Cool. All right, And then what we can do now is we can fix, I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. Turn off the, it needs to be hidden in game. So turn that actually back on, and line thickness back to 0. So the player never sees it. That one. Cool. Oh no, duck's barking. All right, so now it's working. And what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna stop right there. I know it's only 7:30, but that's okay. But I want you guys to look at the video and get caught up. Also, I'm going to push it to, we go to assignments, jumping over here, and we go to our midterm puzzle project. And then you go to the Google Drive link. It'll take you to this guy. Let me change the way it looks. I think this button. Yeah, here we go. So you can see right here, this is my project updated up to September 15th. So you'll see a new one sometime later tonight that will say September 20th, right? Because today's 20th. So it'll be updated up to there. So you can either one, completely take my project and use that from now on, or two, you can take my project, look at what I've done, mimic it in your project, or three, you can just do nothing, right? You've already figured it out, and that's perfectly fine. So I'll post the video on YouTube, and also you have the project link as well. Cool. And then on Thursday, we'll come back, we'll look at this again, we'll review it a little bit more. And then we need to set up an event that in the design, we actually need to set up a Boolean basically that says, did it land on this one? 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 And the one that we say is true, right? Like, let's say that we want it to land on this one, right? So when they have it there, we're going to fire the Boolean to say, yes, it is true. And then we'll have a couple platforms in the world. So not just this one, right? So we'll have this guy and this guy. We'll have a couple of them, right? I don't know where my mouse is, but whatever. There it goes. And so let's say like this particular platform, it's in the center, but this one, it's going to be like right there. And then this one, maybe it's down at the bottom, right? So we're just saying, giving the Boolean value for those three. And then we'll have a door somewhere that goes, was it those three? Yes, great, open the door. But if it's not, then leave the door locked and the player can't open it. So that's what we'll do on Thursday, along with reviewing what I've done. Cool beans. Let me stop the recording.